Hello everybody, this is Rousey and I'm talking Dallas Cowboy football, and I wanted to take a little minute to talk about Tony Romo's statistical year for the regular season. He had a great year and want to go over a few stats, but first of all I wanted to talk about the offense in general. We ended up, as far as average yards gained per game, we ended up number 2 in the NFL in offense, just behind New Orleans at 399.4, I believe, yards per game. And then New Orleans was number 1 at just 403, just a few yards ahead of us. And then we had great balance. We were 6th in the pass and 7th in the run. So, Jason Garrett took a lot of heat for different things throughout the year. It just comes with the territory when you're the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. But an outstanding job. I think we need to tip the cap to Jason Garrett. Coming out, the offense number 2 in the league, and then to have that balance, using your weapons, using the running game, Felix Jones and Marion Barber, and then utilizing the pass, Witten, and getting Miles Austin in the play and all this stuff, using all that and coming out with a balance with 6th in pass and 7th in rush. I think it's outstanding, and I think he really did an outstanding job. Now, going on to Romo, talking about his yardage, he ended up number 3 in the NFL as far as total yards, pass yards for the year, and that was 4,483 yards. He finished behind Peyton Manning at 4,500 yards, and then the person that had the most yards, might be a little surprising to most people, but it was Matt Schaub at 4,770 yards, another Texas quarterback who had a great year. So, tip your hats to the Texans as well. Okay, as far as Romo's completion percentage, he had 63.1% of his passes that were completed, which put him 11th in the league. He was 5th in attempts with 555 attempts, 7th in completions with 347 completions, 4th in average yards per pass play at 8.2, and 10th in TDs with 27 touchdown passes. And then for interceptions, he only threw 9 interceptions. So this one you want to be rated low in. It's good to be rated low. 26 out of 32 quarterbacks in interceptions. Outstanding job. Only 9. He set out at the beginning of the year or in the off season or whenever he talked about it. He talked about controlling the ball, not turning the ball over, and he did an outstanding job. He focused on that, and he made a difference there. Only 9 INTs this year. Now, put it in perspective, Jay Cutler led the league with 27 interceptions. And you know how that killed the Bears, those interceptions. And turnovers can kill a football team. And Romo focused on it and changed it. Good job for him. Now, this is a category you don't want to do well in, is sacks. He got sacked. Romo got sacked 34 times this year. And some of that you probably put on the offensive line, but a lot of it, Romo is scrambling, and he's looking for that receiver. And with Romo, you get that mobility in the pocket. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's bad. He runs around too much where maybe he should have got rid of the ball and he gets sacked. But we'll take it when he did what he did a lot of times this year, run around, find the open receiver, and hit the receiver for a touchdown or a big play. So 34 sacks. But the one thing I worry about is Romo took a beating this year, and his back. I'm really kind of worried about his back, because a back is something you don't like to see anybody hurt, because it's so, you can't hardly fix a damn thing, like you can other parts of the body when something goes wrong. So it's a concern. Hopefully we can keep him from getting sacked anymore in the playoffs, and hopefully in the off season he'll be able to rest and come back full throttle. But 34 sacks, kind of surprising it was that high. His rating was 97.6, and his career rating is 95.6. So he's only played for about 4 seasons. He's been in the NFL 7 seasons, but to have a 97.6 and a career 95.6, it just shows you the consistency that he's played with throughout his career up to this point. Now, the yardage that he threw was his personal best at the 44.83. The sacks was the most that he's had. He had 34, and his other previous high was 24 in 2007. His highest rating This year, the 97.6 was 0.2% better than he had in another point in his career. And the lowest interceptions and the lowest fumbles. He only fumbled the ball 6 times. He lost 4 of those. Now, in 2007, he fumbled 9 times, only lost 3. So I guess the number that really counts is how many you lose. But he only actually fumbled 6 times, but he lost 4 of those. And he took, that extra effort to control the ball. You could tell he talked about it in his interviews when you'd ever see him talk about it. And the thing I really like about Romo is he's all about the team. You don't hear him say anything about personal statistics, about how many touchdown passes I threw or anything like that. Romo is all about the team. Now, he set some personal statistical goals, I think. Maybe he set some he didn't talk about, but the ones he set were the ones for interceptions. And I don't think he set a goal, I want to throw 9, but he probably said, hey, I want to reduce that number. And he did that. He focused on it. It's something that helps the team when you don't have the turnovers. So when you talk about Romo, and I don't think a lot of people give him enough credit for being a leader. He's not the most vocal leader, at least. I'm not in the locker room, but I don't see him as being the most vocal leader. But he leads in a different way with his work ethic and just leading by example. And you can tell the man is prepared when he's out on the field. You sit there and you see him when he's calling the calls, and he just seems real relaxed. He's kind of pointing here and there, and you just get the sense when you look at his face, when that camera shoots in on his face, that this guy knows what's going on. He's prepared and he's ready. And I think as the Dallas Cowboys, we're lucky to have him. And I hope this week, this Saturday night, I believe it is, when we play Philadelphia, we got the Saturday night game. I hope that he gets that monkey off his back about the playoffs and stuff like that. So, because he's had a good year, and I'd really like to see him get that off his back. And, of course, I'd like to see the Cowboys go as far in the playoffs as we can. I think we've got a chance. We've got as good a chance as anybody to make it to the big show. So we'll see what happens. This is Rousey. I'm out. Go Cowboys.